Well, good morning. I've had quite an adventurous morning already. I do have to say that the weather outside is fantastic. I'm kind of thinking it might be a little too cold for Richie to swim. Usually I take him on Mondays and Thursdays. So, although last week he wanted to ride his bike, which was so great. He rode it around the complex. He still has his training wheels on. So I think I'm going to work with him to get those off. But other than that, he had a really good time. The weather is so amazing. And I say that because I went outside today because I have this like pain and an infection in my neck, of all weird places. I tell you, if it's not one thing, it's another. But I have like a lump. I guess that's just what you call it, like a lump thing on my neck, on the back of my neck. And I would show you, but I'm not going to. Certain things should just be kept private. So, I think I don't know how I got it or why I got it, but I've had it for over a year. And it's just kind of there. It's like a weird little bump. My concern was that calcium has deposited there and created it. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I did end up going to the dermatologist last year. Yeah, it would have been last year. So I went into my primary doctor for your yearly checkup thing, and I happened to mention to her that that was an issue. Actually, it was just there, so it really wasn't an issue. But she sent me to the dermatologist, and then the dermatologist was like, well, it's just something that kind of happens sometimes to people. You just kind of get this weird lump. As long as it doesn't hurt or get bigger, you're fine. Well, it has gotten bigger, and it hurts. It hurts like my skin is ripping on top of it. The doctor thinks that maybe I scratched it and got it infected, which could be. I don't really have much of a, what is it called? Is it antibodies? When you fights off disease and stuff like that. Like, for whatever reason, I'm not worried about pneumonia or COVID or the common cold. So I guess I never really worried about much when it came to like infection. But I mean, I have heard horror stories about different infections, like is it staph infection, or I don't know, where they cut off something because you just let it go on too long. So I was like, yeah, I better get this checked out. Plus, it was really hard for me to sleep on my back. And if you touch it, or if clothes touch it, that's why I like to wear this shirt, because it's pretty big and doesn't touch it, then I'm good. I have to wear my hair up so my hair doesn't brush against it. But it's getting difficult to sleep. So I made an appointment, and it was so cool because they called me back and they're like, hey, we have an appointment on Monday, which is today. And I was so grateful, because sometimes you can wait for weeks. So I went in there and I was like, yeah, I have this lump. And she's like, let me check. And she starts checking my thyroid and my throat. And she's like, everything looks good. And I said, okay, but it's actually back there. So she was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize. So, I mean, once again, another point for me, and minus 10 points for the medical community, because it's on the chart. Anyways, whatever. But the doctor then came in after the nurse had, kind of like checked things over and so forth. The doctor came in and she was all like, oh yeah. She's like, it looks like it's just an infection, and we need to get the infection down, get you feeling better, and then we're going to need to make a small incision and drain it, make sure everything's good. So I told her, I said, that's fine. As long as I'm passed out, I'll be great. So she laughed and she said, no, it's just such a small little cut that you don't really even feel it. I spray it with this stuff that makes it pretty numb. And then she's like, it's just in and out. But if you want to bring somebody with you, we can give you a something. It's like a relaxer so that you don't feel the anxiety of it. And then you'll have to have somebody drive you home, though, afterwards. Or, like, drive you here and back. And I don't know. It's like a very weird, sharp pain. I figure it would be close to when you're about to rip from pushing the baby's head and there's a burn that happens, and that is pretty similar, but it's on my neck. Because I judge everything I go through with, like, is this as bad as labor? And sometimes it is. Sometimes people hug me and I'm like, oh my God, like I just want to scream, don't touch me. And I try to get away from them respectfully because I'm just like, don't hug. Or they pat you really hard, it's awful. Anyways. But I told her no. I'm like, as soon as the infection goes down and, it starts to feel more normal, I'm probably going to be okay with you cutting me. We'll see. I don't know. It's weirding me out though right now because of course it still hurts, and I'm waiting for Walmart to call me to tell me that my prescription is ready. Another thing though is that we have to be very careful when you're on dialysis when you get antibodies. No, what's it called? What is it called? Like medicine to help you. Gosh, I am so tired. I didn't think I was this tired, but I actually am. Because my brain is foggy. But what happens is because we use our peritoneum and the sugar water, basically, to seduce over the toxins, we don't want to kill that sugary water stuff that pulls over the toxins or good healthy bacteria, because we need those to help the body process. So it's very, very particular on what kind of medicine that we end up taking, because you don't want to kill everything in sight. Now, if I was not on dialysis, we could kill everything in sight, basically, because my body would just kick in and would be like, okay, well, we're a little low here. Let's build that up, or whatever the case may be. But it's like with dialysis, you have to be really careful. So I'm just waiting for, I wonder too if it's something, just waiting for Walmart to call me. And then I get to see whether it's like a pill I take or if it's an ointment I put on top, because it just hurts. But like right now it doesn't hurt at all. But like in a few minutes it will. It's almost like my nerves affect it. It's like a pulsing feeling too. So I don't know. There's a lot of nerves and everything that goes on there near your spine, which was a slight concern of mine, thinking like, it's so close to my spine. What if it's terrible news? But as she looks at it and she's like, oh yeah, this is not good. And what's crazy? She didn't even blink an eye. Like me, I would have gagged. I try not to gag just looking at it. And you can't see anything. It's just a big giant bump, but it shouldn't be there. So I want to gag. But she didn't even bat an eye. She's just like, okay, let's figure this out. We need to get you some antibiotic. That's what it is, antibiotic. And get this taken care of for you so you're more comfortable. And just crazy what the body does. I just really hope that it's not my calcium, like too much calcium. And I'm assuming that too much calcium, I would have too much calcium because my body just can't get rid of it as easily as it would if I had functioning kidney. So I'm assuming that's why. And actually, when I was at the doctor's office, she had me look up my lab works from DaVita. And so as much as I complain about stupid Care Connect, because oh my gosh, their DaVita program is called Care Connect. Half the time I can't get logged in, Sometimes I have to reboot my whole phone in order to get that stupid app to work. I hate it so much because it also does not allow you to edit. So if you're going fast, you might accidentally hit that you're putting in at 7 o'clock a.m., but then you didn't get 7 o'clock a.m. drain. You hit p.m., which is just chaos. Or you hit a wrong number. And one day, Deborah called me and she's like, it says here that you had a cloudy drain. And I've never had a cloudy drain. And so I told her, I said, oh no, I didn't have a cloudy drain at all. And she asked, can you edit that? And I said, no, I actually can't. That's a big disadvantage of that program. Plus the fact that it doesn't save it half the time. Like, I'll put everything in today, and then tomorrow I'll have to look to make sure that it saved everything today, because half the time it doesn't save it. It's just weird. It's ridiculous. And I'm thinking, how much did you pay these people to come up with this program that isn't even working? So it's really annoying. So anyways, but it was nice to have that at the doctor's office. You had to pull everything up and say, this is what I'm taking, this is not what I'm taking. And, you know, here are my ranges, because the prescription that I'm getting has to be able to coincide with wherever range I am on dialysis, as in specific things like, I forgot what it was she checked, but she had to make sure that it wasn't too high or it wasn't too low, because then that would determine what kind of brand or style or whatever prescription I would be getting. So anyways, that's my life today. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.